The story opens with a group of soldiers casually discussing where to eat. They joke and argue about their food preferences while building camaraderie. Their humor and banter are abruptly interrupted when they are ambushed during an operation. A firefight breaks out and one soldier is injured. Another helps him pop his dislocated shoulder back into place. After confirming that all members are still standing, they regroup and prepare to press on. The film rewinds to show events that happened hours earlier. A young woman nervously prepares to tell someone about a serious situation. As tension builds, she and her friends witness a kidnapping by cartel members. One girl tries to intervene but is violently subdued. The scene escalates until a soldier later identified as Captain Guerrero steps in to rescue the girls. A confrontation with local police follows. The captain presents his credentials and diffuses the situation. A mass grave nearby is discovered and the girls reveal they were about to be taken to silence them. The military investigates the site and finds the remains of 10 soldiers. They had been sent on a mission to capture a major cartel leader, Josefo Urias, but were tortured and killed. The Mexican army vows not to let their deaths be forgotten. Captain Guerrero is brought in to lead a new operation. He is introduced to military and government officials who promise their support. Guerrero declines social invitations to celebrate with his unit instead. Meanwhile, cartel members discuss the consequences of the mass grave being found. They realize the soldiers belong to the elite unit known as the Murciélagos. These special forces are hard to defeat and can only be killed through deceit or ambush. The cartel begins to plot revenge. They decide to assassinate Guerrero. The military team prepares for an assault on Eduardo Medina, also known as El Marrano, a key figure linked to Josefo Urias. Medina owns a seafood restaurant that serves as a cartel front. The team is briefed and instructed to capture him alive in hopes he will lead them to Urias. The operation begins with some members going undercover while others take tactical positions. The mission unfolds with precision. The soldiers storm the location, capture Medina, and secure the area. They transport the prisoners to the prosecutor's office for processing. The soldiers share light moments together, mentioning birthdays and family, revealing their humanity and personal sacrifices. The government praises the operation. Officials acknowledge the bravery and efficiency of the Murciélagos. Guerrero is formally asked to assist in capturing Urias. He agrees, promising not to stop until Urias is taken down. Surveillance footage later reveals that the Secretary of the Interior may be involved in shady dealings with the cartel, hinting at corruption at the highest levels. Urias and his men watch the footage and realize Guerrero is closing in. They decide to kill him during his upcoming leave. They want revenge for the death of Urias's father, who was previously killed by the Murciélagos. Guerrero talks to his family, promising to visit during his break. Meanwhile, his team remains alert. They joke and tease each other while preparing gear and taking photos before deployment. Despite the levity, tension remains as they know a confrontation is inevitable. The cartel executes its plan. An ambush is launched against Guerrero's unit. The soldiers respond quickly and strategically. The battle intensifies with bullets flying and grenades thrown. Despite injuries and pressure, the Murciélagos hold their ground. They coordinate movement and eliminate threats. During the fight, one of the cartel gunmen dies and urges his partner to avenge him. Guerrero and his team close in and gain the upper hand. Guerrero confronts one of the cartel members who claims they are all doomed. Guerrero remains calm. He is not the one bleeding. He demands the man's phone. When the device is checked, they realize Sacristan Urias is involved. A group of Special Forces soldiers is ambushed after it is revealed someone at their military base betrayed their location to a criminal named Josefo. The unit is cut off from immediate support and must make their way to the Brownsville checkpoint on foot, a journey estimated to take 6 hours. They are vulnerable, outnumbered, and deep behind enemy lines. The squad's leader coordinates with higher command to request an extraction. However, they realize backup will not arrive in time to help them. The team decides to move quickly toward Brownsville, knowing they are being pursued. The urgency increases as tensions rise and emotions flare among the soldiers, especially after losing a comrade. One soldier, in a moment of grief, confronts the dead body, expressing frustration and sorrow, revealing the deep bonds within the unit. The enemy pursuing them consists largely of former military and cartel soldiers. The team gathers intelligence and tracks their adversaries, all while managing injuries and low supplies. Pollo, one of the younger soldiers, is grazed by a bullet but remains in the fight. The squad treats his wound and keeps moving forward, keeping up morale through humor and camaraderie. Along the way, they discover 2 young women being held hostage by cartel members. After a short but intense gunfight, the team rescues them. One soldier, a doctor, tends to their wounds and trauma. The women Carla and Lucia are in shock but safe. The soldiers decide to bring them along, understanding that protecting civilians is part of their mission. They provide the women with bulletproof vests and weapons for safety and teach them how to use them. Pollo forms a bond with Carla, offering reassurance and protection. As night falls, the unit moves in formation, carefully guarding the civilians in the middle. They are ambushed again. Poyo reacts quickly, launching a grenade to protect the group. Chaos erupts in a violent battle with gunfire echoing through the building where they have taken shelter. The unit regroups and fights back fiercely. Some soldiers are wounded. Tank, one of the team members, becomes disoriented and dehydrated, worsening his condition. As the firefight continues, the soldiers use strategic defense to hold off the attackers. Cobra, another operative, is sent through a hidden duct that leads to the river, planning a flanking attack on the enemies. During a quieter moment, Poyo reveals that he carries his brother's watch for courage. His brother, a firefighter, died during Hurricane Ingrid. This connection keeps him going in battle. As more enemies close in, the building becomes a war zone. The criminals now possess a heavy machine gun, unleashing chaos and forcing the soldiers to take cover. They respond with coordinated counterattacks, refusing to let fear overtake them. Carla and Lucia remain inside, protected by Combo and the others. The soldiers shout over gunfire, calling out for support, checking on each other and pressing on with determination. Poyo is hit again and Combo tends to his wound. They have little time to rest. The soldiers continue to repel wave after wave of enemies. The group displays discipline, courage, and resilience despite dwindling ammunition. Suddenly, Tank is killed while trying to help. The loss deeply affects the squad. Urias, one of the last attackers, is cornered. The soldiers surround him, weapons raised. Poyo, injured but alive, watches as the situation comes to a tense standstill. Urias mocks them, taunting the group. He dares them to kill him but is ultimately taken prisoner. As dawn breaks, the unit gathers itself amid the smoldering aftermath of the firefight. The house that served as their last stronghold is battered and bloodstained. Each soldier bears physical and emotional scars, but their mission has not failed. The civilians are alive, the enemy has been neutralized or captured, and the squad remains standing, though not without loss. The death of Tank weighs heavily on everyone, especially Poyo, who had grown close to him during their time together. Tank's final moments were a blur of gunfire, sacrifice, and duty. Despite being gravely wounded, he continued fighting to protect his brothers in arms and the civilians in their care. His loss reinforces the grim reality of war and the high cost of loyalty. In the quiet that follows the violence, the team begins to secure the area. They take stock of supplies, check on each other's injuries, and prepare for the final leg to the Brownsville checkpoint. Carla and Lucia, though shaken, express their gratitude to the soldiers. Carla in particular finds comfort in Poyo, who reassures her that she is safe now. Their bond, formed in the crucible of survival, brings a human element to the otherwise relentless combat narrative. The captured enemy commander Urias is restrained and silent, his defiance subdued. Though he continues to provoke the soldiers with insults and threats, the squad resists retaliation. Instead, they treat him as a prisoner of war, a choice that reflects their moral discipline and commitment to military protocol. The captain radios headquarters to confirm that the enemy leader has been taken alive and will be handed over to the Justice Department for prosecution. As the squad prepares to leave, the captain gathers them for a final word. He reminds them of why they fight, not just for their country or their orders, but for each other, for the innocent, and for the hope that their actions can make a difference in a world plagued by violence. His speech is short but heartfelt, and it resonates deeply with the weary but determined soldiers. On their final approach to the Brownsville checkpoint, they are met by another military unit sent to support them. Medical personnel take over the care of the wounded, and the women are escorted to safety. A sense of relief begins to settle in, though the pain of their losses lingers. Poyo looks down at his brother's watch, touching it gently. In that moment, he reflects on everything that's happened: the betrayal, the battles, the bonds forged in fire. He may be young, but the mission has aged him in ways few experiences could. Still, he stands with pride, knowing that he honored his brother's memory and lived up to the expectations of those who believed in him. The closing shot of the film is sober yet resolute. The quote lingers on screen: "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." These words now echo with deeper meaning, capturing the essence of sacrifice, courage, and the enduring fight against darkness. The film concludes on a note of sacrifice and honor, highlighting the cost of duty and the courage it demands. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.